YouTube friends. I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead and the School of Botanical Arts and Sciences. And I am so thrilled to be here today. We're going to go ahead and be talking about something today called compliant. When a medical doctor issues a prescription and the patient decides not to take it, well, they're not acting in compliance with the doctor's orders, right? Herbalists often experience the same thing with clients, not patients. We work with clients, and oftentimes we'll recommend or suggest, we do not prescribe, certain protocols or things that we think would be a good idea for our client that we're working with to try. At that point, the client has some choices. The client can go ahead and do what we suggest or not. Sometimes people are resistant, especially when it comes to children and some adults even. And the thing is I'm very fortunate to be married to a person who is very open-minded to my herbs and goes along with everything basically, because guess what? They've worked. And now he's very resistant to any kind of allopathic medications and things like that. But that's because we've been working with the herbs for a very long time and haven't been on any kind of over-the-counter or prescription drugs in over 10 years. And it is seriously such a blessing to be able to make our own medicines at home. And you can do that too. But anyway, I want to just talk with you about what do you do when you want your child, for example, to take thyme, which is an herb, or rosemary, or sage, or a tincture that you want him or her to take. What do you do when they turn their noses up and they go, no, I don't want to? So I'm going to give you some tips to help get your kids on board and your husband on board, or wife if you're a man, or whoever, okay? Because I can tell you right now, and I've even run across some herbalists who say their husbands won't take herbs, and I just think that's so sad. So let's talk about how to fix that. So number one tip is that you can cook with your herbs. Most of your herbs you can actually throw in your soups and stews or mince really small bits. Get them into the rice. Get your herbs into, your, like I just said, soups and stews, and if you're working with meat dishes and things like that. You can toss some pinches of turmeric and black pepper or other spices or other kinds of herbs that you want in there. If you want to work with an adaptogen herb, put some adaptogens like ashwagandha or astragalus into your cooking. Milk thistle is wonderful. It's a very liver supportive herb. It's perfect for cooking in your soups and stews. You need to ingest it straight so it's nice, or powder it up. And that is going to bring me to smoothies. So smoothies are a wonderful way to get your herbs into you. Years ago, I wrote an article on my website, healingharvesthomestead.com, about nettle and using nettle powder. Nettle powder is very, very nutritious. It's wonderful for kids and adults alike. It's supportive of the kidneys. It's supportive of the liver. Those are two of your main detoxification organs, so that helps to filter the garbage out of your body. And so putting nettle into your smoothie, if you like a spinach smoothie or a green smoothie, it's perfect. If you're working with a chocolate smoothie, perfect. Milk thistle powder, put it in a smoothie. You can get herbs into your bodies that way, and even yourself. Another one is to make fruit waters. Start off with fruit waters. If you've got little children and you're trying to get them used to the idea of working with herbs or taking herbs, starting off with a daily fruit water and let them choose the fruit. Maybe it's crushed berries one day. Maybe it's bits of apple or lemon or oranges. But letting them choose and get used to the feeling of drinking a water that has some little chunks in it, can be really, really helpful. And then you can ease into herbal teas. Another thing that I love with kids, and I taught children for 30 years in the school system, so I know how to work with children. And one of the things that you can do with kids is make it fun. Make it into a game. Have tea parties for them, for example, and drink real herbal teas that they get to blend themselves. Use shakers and and the little sprinkle twister, I don't know what they're called, grinders that they can do themselves. But turn it into a fun activity. Maybe have a little box with some herbal kitchen supplies in your kitchen for young ones, like toddlers, that are safe, of course, and let them play with them and get used to them. Another thing that you can do that is really helpful is to empower your children. And the way you do this is by letting them make the herbal preparations themselves. You can be there with them and explain why you're doing what you're doing, why you're blending certain herbs. This would probably be for older kids around, age 10 and up, but help them make a tincture, help them learn how to make a glycerite, bring them into the process. The other thing is like even with essential oils, letting them make their own sprays or their own roller bottles or their own inhalers, and then teaching them how to use them safely and appropriately is one thing that you can do. And that way kids have the power, or adults even too, to use the items when it's appropriate for them, and they get to choose. Finally, another thing I just love is gardening with kids. Gardening with kids is amazing. So everybody right now is growing vegetable gardens, right? Throw some medicinal herbs into your garden. I have a whole article on 20 plus medicinal herbs that you can grow in your garden. I'll link to these in the description below, but they're wonderful to do with kids. A little grandnephew came out a couple of years ago, and at that time he was 5 years old, and he loved the garden. I was shocked. I thought most kids won't eat plants out of the garden, but we explained everything to him, and we had a hibiscus plant growing at that time, and he loved eating the leaves. He loved it. He loved going in there and picking the sugar peas and the beans, and it was so fun watching him, the tomatoes. And my little granddaughter Malia, I took her into the chamomile patch and she helped me pick flowers. And these are some of the things you can do to empower kids and to teach them and get them into it young. By the way, the younger you can start teaching your children how to work with herbs for their wellness and their health, the better. Because as kids grow into, especially teenagerhood, they're not that interested anymore, potentially. They've got their friends and things are happening in their life. But if they've grown up with it from a young age, then you're starting them off so well. And then once, I've noticed this with young women, I'm a grandma now, obviously, but when young women who are interested in natural health and not giving their kids all the pills and prescriptions, they turn to herbalism and start learning it. Women in their 20s and 30s who are having young children are perfect. It's the perfect age to start learning herbalism for your family, get your home apothecary going. And I just want to say, if you're interested in any of this, if you're interested in using plants that you grow in your garden, like this calendula, or working with herbs that are specific for your health needs, creating your own custom home apothecary, I can help you with that. So I have a course called Ditch the Drugstore, and I've got many other courses as well in our school, the School of Botanical Arts and Sciences. And I just want to encourage you to take a look at what our offerings are. I'm going to be opening Ditch the Drugstore up again for the next student round in May. This is videos in 2023, so I don't know when you're going to watch this, but just so you know, if you're watching it and when it first comes out in a couple of months, we're opening it up again, about a month and a half. I'm very excited for this next student group. The last student group was incredible. We had so much fun, and there you go. So I'm here, Heidi Villegas, at Healing Harvest Homestead and the School of Botanical Arts and Sciences, and I want to get an herbalist into every extended family because I think people need more options. We need to start learning to empower our health choices. The only way you're going to do that is to learn. So there we are. We just covered several tips, 6 tips for how to increase compliance in taking herbs in your household, how to get kids on board. So cooking with your herbs, drinking smoothies and fruit waters, making it fun for them and everybody in the household, empowering the kids to take charge to the extent that they are able to for their age, and then growing your own plants. All of those things can be so helpful in getting your kids on board with herbalism. All right, I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead. I think in the next few videos I'm going to be doing some how-tos. I haven't done any how-to videos or how to make things in a while, so we're going to get back into those. If you are, please in the comments let me know what you'd like me to teach you. Let me know what kinds of things you would like to make. We can do massage oils, we can do roller bottles, and you can let me know what conditions you want to work with, but I want to make what you want. So let me know in the comments. Please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Like this video. It helps me in the algorithm, and it's so fun being here with you. All right, we'll see you in the next video, and have an awesome rest of your day. Bye-bye.